Wow. It is very rare as a rugby fan, or even someone that works within media, that I get stopped in my tracks with some news about the sport. But that was the case today. When I got sent the news about Louis Rees Zammit, I stopped what I was doing. I was literally walking and I stopped to read that statement. I did not see that coming. Massive bit of news, massive decision, so much to try and unpack and make sense of, but quite a complicated decision in some respects as well. So welcome back to the channel. The rugby news cycle ahead of the Six Nations, it's not even rumbling into gear. I feel like we've gone from nothing to all of a sudden, foot to the floor, full speed ahead. Wales have announced their Six Nations squad as well off the back of that. I will talk about the Wales Six Nations squad because there are some interesting things there, some concerns and things like that. But the Louis Rees Zammit decision is what is going to dominate the headlines, dominate discussions, and I would imagine dominate a lot of your opinions. And if you do have an opinion on this, I've seen a lot of mixed reviews of it, to be fair, then drop it in the comments section down below. As I say, welcome back. Make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So for those of you that have missed it, Louis Rees Zammit announced today, 22-year-old Welshman, that he is taking a break from rugby. He's very important to emphasise he's not retiring from rugby, but he's taking a break from rugby to pursue the NFL player pathway. He wants to get himself on an NFL team next year, which is something we've seen Christian Wade do before. He's perhaps the most high-profile rugby player to have tried to make this transition over the last few years. But for Rees Zammit, he's younger than Wade is. He's been around for such a long time, Rees Zammit, that it becomes such a shock because he's a Lion. He would be a Lion, you would imagine, injury permitting in 2025. He is on his way to becoming a Welsh legend, potentially as well. So what are my thoughts on this? Probably similar to a lot of you. I've got a mixed feeling. I think fair play to him for making the call. I think it's a brave decision from his point of view. You can understand if this is something that he has been thinking about for a while. I don't think he would have rushed a decision like this. It's something he would have been thinking about for a long time. But if he has reached the conclusion that it's something he wants to give a go, he gets one career. He's at an age where you still feel like he would have an opportunity to potentially come back to rugby if he wants to, and a good age to try and make it in the NFL. And you say, good luck to him. I sincerely hope that it works out for him. The other part of me is kind of linked to what I was saying just a moment ago. He has been around since such a young age. He really has an opportunity, I think, to be a Welsh legend in terms of the tries he scores, the matches he plays in, to be a Lions legend as well. He's already been on one Lions tour at a young age. How many could he end up being on down his career? I know with injuries and things, you never know, but is he turning his back on that? I've seen quite a few Welsh fans disappointed in the news. Perhaps it's an emotional reaction because of where Wales, as the sport of rugby, is in at the moment, which I will come on to. And then there's the other part of me that looks at it from the Rees Zammit point of view. He will be a very well-paid rugby player, even at a young age, as an international, as arguably one of the best wings in the world. But why would he turn his back on that to pursue NFL? Well, he loves NFL for one, but I also wonder whether, because of the financial situation in rugby at the moment and what the players have to go through, even Rees Zammit as a winger or a fullback, he's not in the engine room and having to go through what some of the forwards have to go through in terms of the physicality and the punishment your body goes through. It's still a brutal sport to be a part of. And is there part of him that looks at the NFL and looks at a 16 game or whatever it is now, 17 game or 18 game regular season as a minimum? Maximum games you're playing is still only into the low 20s. You look at the potential financial rewards in the NFL compared with rugby, and if he is able to actually get himself on a roster, which I think is a big if, I think that is a massive, massive step up and challenge in a completely different sport. But are the financial rewards worth the risk? And in particular, that his body isn't going to be going through the rigmaroles of what a rugby player goes through. In particular, an international rugby player, in this day and age, they do not get much time off from the sport. So I'm just thinking from that point of view, maybe I can understand it, but I do think it's a huge risk. Even for a guy like Rees Zammit, who's such a talent, he's got the speed to make it in the NFL, but it's a different sport. It's a completely different elements. I'll be really interested to see Christian Wade and his view on this. No doubt Rees Zammit, I think, would have most likely, obviously don't know, spoken to Christian Wade to get his view on it. but it's a huge challenge for him. Good luck to him is what I say. But for the sport of rugby, I think it's quite sad in a way. And for Gloucester, who are not in a good position, and for Wales, who are in a tricky position as well, and in a transition, which brings me on to Warren Gatland's Wales Six Nations squad, which will be completely overshadowed by the news of Rees Zammit. But the headlines for you that haven't seen it: Dafydd Jenkins is the captain, Darry Lake and Jack Morgan both currently unavailable, who are both big losses. In particular, Jack Morgan, playing so well, had such a good World Cup, felt like he was really growing into the leadership role in that team. Dafydd Jenkins has done great at Exeter, has captained the Chiefs, a young guy. I think he'll do a good job, but I think losing Morgan is a real shame. 5 uncapped players in the team. You've got Cameron Winnett, Alex Mann, Mackenzie Martin and Evan Lloyd, and then Archie Griffin at Bath as well. And one of the biggest concerns, I actually think, for me, when you look at this Wales squad at the moment, is tight head prop. Thomas Francis, Henry Thomas, Dylan Lewis, the 3 guys that were at the World Cup, all now not available because they play their rugby outside of Wales and they don't meet the cap threshold. So once again, the selection criteria, the eligibility rules in Wales will be under a spotlight. I back Warren Gatland and those coaches to be able to squeeze every ounce of talent and ability out of this squad. But I think it is impossible to look at and to not think they look light up front in the front row, and that to be a concern, and looking light in the background. It is a transition period for Wales. They've lost Dan Biggar, who as a key figurehead in that team will be a massive loss. Ioan Lloyd has come back in. Sam Costello is there. I saw Costello limp off, I think, at the weekend, didn't he, in the Challenge Cup, but hopefully he's okay. So there are challenges in some key positions for this Wales team heading into the Six Nations. I back Warren Gatland. I back those coaches. I do have concerns, and I think a lot of Wales fans will have concerns about the depth and quality in this squad. What do you make of it? Wales fans, let me know. Maybe I'll try and do a different video maybe in a few days' time, in more detail once I've had more time to think about it. Naturally, with the Rees Zammit news, that was always going to dominate the discussion for this video. But I think there will be concerns for that Wales squad. And I haven't even mentioned Emmanuel Faye-Waboso, who asked not to be considered in the Wales team. It looks like they need him even more now, given that Rees Zammit won't be part of that squad. Lacking strength in depth. Wales fans, how do you feel? Are you overly negative? Do you back the coaches to get the most out of it? This is a fascinating, fascinating team selection. Of course, because of the Rees Zammit news, but I think generally because of Wales. The players they're missing in terms of injury, some of the holes in that squad. Let's see how they go. Let me know. Drop a comment down below. So much to get into. Hopefully I was able to put some sort of coherent thoughts into this video. I didn't really make any notes. I was just going off the cuff because I wanted to get the video out as soon as possible. So comment down below. Make sure you like the video and make sure you're subscribed. We are getting into Six Nations build-up, people. Make sure you don't miss anything. Hit that subscribe button. But I'll see you in the next one.